Alrighty, let me apologize for a couple of things right off the bat. One, it's very dirty. Sure, everybody kind of has a spot like this where they do Nerf stuff. Yeah, mine's pretty bad. Number two, I am nowhere near any way proficient at doing any kind of video editing and or sound editing. So what you see is what you get. But I'm hoping that the subject matter is actually interesting enough to make you watch this. I am sure some of you know what this is, but this is the BOOMCo Whipblast. This is one of the new BOOMCo blasters by Mattel. Package is very crazy. We got some kind of snake over here. This stuff hasn't actually been released yet. It doesn't launch until the 29th of June. This video is being recorded on the 20th. The biggest thing about the BOOMCo blasters is that they have these smart stick darts, which stick to the target that they apparently left. Oh, I guess they're just showing you the target. Shields, all that stuff, capture your friend's darts so you can kind of defend with it. Flip up quickly to go from defense to offense. Stores 3 darts, so that means the barrel here, yep, you can kind of see 1 is for firing, 3 are for holding. The reason why I picked out this one is because it primes in a different way. I'm not used to seeing them prime like this, and I thought that was pretty interesting. I'm hoping it's cool. Before I bought it, I haven't seen anything on it. We've only seen pictures. There was one guy on the Nerf Reddit that had one that didn't really explain anything, but he did show it. He did have one. There was no video. That's why I'm making this. That guy made me. I don't know his name. I'll probably put it in the video somewhere. But he's the one who gave me the idea to come out and get this one. There's the far shot. I don't know if they show any of the other ones down here. They really don't. They have the far shot, which is your fire strike looking gun. Blaster, sorry. Rapid Madness, which is your big, huge $50 expensive dart spammer. The clip fire, which is kind of like a jolt that folds up into itself. It's pretty cool, but I wanted this one because it does the whole whipping thing. Before I saw it, I thought you'd just press the button and kind of flick it down, and it would prime, although that didn't make a whole lot of sense because I'm sure there'd have to be a lot of tension. But, of course, now that I look at it straight on the package, it shows you have to hold it and crank it down. Not entirely a deal breaker. I still think that's innovative. I have a thing for handle guard, so I had to get it. Says up to 70 feet right there, which is cool. I don't really have a way of measuring that. I don't have a chronometer or anything like that. Or chronograph, whatever it's called, sorry. But we'll see, just kind of in a power comparison, how good it is. Now, I've heard these packages are really hard to get into. I'm sure this is one of the easier ones. I'll try not to bore you too much, but we see some kind of dotted stuff down here. You know, I'll try it without the knife first. And right off the bat, I'm seeing a problem. Come on. Okay, screw that. So at my work, when we open boxes, we use these. I'm going to give that a shot, see if that makes it a little bit easier. Well, that gets us... Oh, it doesn't. No, now we're just trying to package. Still can't get it out. Wow, they were not... There's tape everywhere. Come on. There we go. And tons of this paper wrapping stuff. Let's get this out of the way. I guess it's meant to be open from the back, but here we go. Let's get these crazy darts out of here. Oh my gosh, it won't come. That's what she said. There we go. Oh, they're even packaged past that. So some of you may have seen these. This is my first time holding them. Wow, kind of squishy. They kind of said it was like a straw material. It's somewhat similar. It's a little rubberier than that. Very resilient, I would guess. The heads are very squishy. And just for S&Gs, let's see how this works. Oh my gosh, this tape. Gotta tape it up tight, make sure nobody steals the targets out of our blasters. So this just feels like paper. I'm sure it is just paper treated with something. Wow, that adheres fairly well. No, not that well. That's interesting. But let's take a look at the important thing. Here we've got the Whipblast. Handle, I thought, I have pretty small hands, I won't lie. Handle I thought was going to be a little too small on this. It actually fits me perfectly. Little, for what this is, it's kind of large, but it's not too bad, I won't lie. I like it. Darts fit into the holders very snugly. There's actually like some kind of triangular thing at the bottom that stretches the head of the dart out so it fits in perfectly. And yeah, those aren't going anywhere. And as you can see, I already kind of got it to go. Oh! Oh, you can do that. Let's try this. So here we go, history in the making. I'm going to try to prime this thing the way I wanted to prime it. Almost, will probably take some practice. Is it primed though? Let's find out. And it was, and it fired rather well. Now, people thought when they first saw this wasn't on the BOOMCo channel or anything like this. This actually was kind of leaked by Blaster Labs. Shout out to those guys because they rock. When people saw this, they thought it might have been like a triad where it would shoot one out of each barrel. With like some kind of smart air restrictor kind of thing. It is not. You have to manually front load it, which is a little disappointing, but you can kind of see where they were going. Well, that's... If you don't like this already, I don't know what to tell you. It's gimmicky, yeah, but... Did it prime when that? Oh, it did! My light. See, I can't be professional at all. Still getting uploaded to YouTube. Wow. And I won't lie, that's got some power. Wow, these are really sticking to the target. That has got some power to it. Wow, it almost feels like you're going to rip the dart heads off. So something I was kind of playing with right there. The fold-out shields, you're supposed to be able to, I don't know, some kind of gun kata block and grab darts and shoot them at people, which with this thing I can see working. The problem is the shields are not only tiny, but they're far in the back of the blaster, which makes it kind of difficult. Going over some other things on the blaster here, we've got some kind of railing. I don't know if that's an actual BOOMCo rail thing. There's no attachment, it just looks kind of funky. There's back posts, but there's not a front post. And I've heard the BOOMCo ones are pretty accurate, so that kind of sucks. But, yeah, I can't get over how good that feels. It's actually pretty fun, so... You have to hold the button the entire time. Oh, you can dry fire this one! That's another thing. The Far Shot, which is the Fire Strike looking one, you can't dry fire. This one you can. I wasn't expecting that, so there's not really any locks in it. Wow. I gotta remember to hold that down on the return. Oh, come on. Okay. So, final thoughts. It's... Oh, those turn. Sweet. Let's kind of... Before we do final thoughts, so you can kind of... I don't know what you do with that. This is what it looks like with the handle already primed. Right on. So, final thoughts. I'll try to sneak in if I can figure out a way to do like a comparison between like a standard Nerf blaster. I'll do that. But my final thoughts on this, I like it a lot. It definitely has a lot of power behind it. The disappointment that it doesn't use some kind of smart air restrictor thing to fire, that's a little disappointing. But that, I mean, for if you like the hammer shot with its one-handed blasting kind of thing, this is neat. Oh, hey, I actually managed to flick one out of the chamber. That's no good. That's cool. I don't care who you are. That is far and lone. It'll take some practice, but that's my favorite part. You could dual wield these easily, flick them up. It's almost like having a lever action. Lever action is my favorite thing, so I was kind of hoping it would be able to do that. It doesn't show that. Let's kind of check the packaging right here. I guess we could have shown that beforehand. This wasn't a proper unboxing. Let's start at 1 here. Shows contents, how to play Whip Blast mode. It does show actually kind of flicking it down. It does say push barrel all the way down. We aren't gonna do that though. 2-hand charge. Hand charge. Okay, so it does kind of explain whipping the blaster right there. Advanced whip blaster. Master your skills. Charge blaster by whipping the barrel down and back up with only 1 hand. Okay, well that's the first thing I attempted, and that's awesome. Capture your friend's darts, and he's holding it like this. That's interesting, kind of like trying to do some Death the Kid stuff right there. Performance tips to make sure to fully charge. These are interesting. Attaching the targets, removing the darts, and cleaning the darts. That was one of the things Blaster Labs kind of talked about, is that the darts, holy crap, I don't know if you can see that. Blaster Labs kind of said that these get dirty and they won't stick to the targets. That's, you know, that's gonna happen. I'm sure it would. But, you know, they're pretty cool. I can see, I'm very happy with this. I want the BOOMCo brand to do great, and something unique like this is definitely the way to go about it. I could have just gotten the standard pull back and shoot, but to see this, to see some kind of innovation, this is nice, and I'm very happy to see that. This is a great blaster. It was $15, which is reasonable, I would say. It's kind of expensive when you can get like a rough cut or even almost a strife for that much, but when you factor in batteries and stuff like that, yeah. And I'm a little bit biased. I was looking forward to the BOOMCo stuff for a long time, and to see it finally come out, that's just too cool. I was so excited. I had to go get this. They, you know, I had to actually obviously ask for somebody to get it from the back room for me, but one more time. Oh, look at that power. Well, that's cool. Let me see if I can't get some kind of comparison uploaded here in a second, because we definitely need a side-by-side comparison, because it will hit that 70-foot mark, no doubt about it. Alrighty then, let's see what this thing can do. Alrighty, so this isn't going to be like a great range test or anything like that. It's only about 15 feet to that wall, but I guess we could probably tell what it will do with just that. I thought it was fitting to use the hammer shot here because this is one-handed, this is one-handed. This has a turret, this doesn't, which is a little disappointing, but hey. So there's no recorded ranges for this or anything. It does hit pretty hard. This is completely bone stock. So is this. That's a dog. He's gonna go crazy here in a second, but come on. Alright, so let's do... Yeah, the BOOMCo stuff hits markedly harder. Do not chew on these. But of course, the downside is you have to manually load it. Pull that back. That's gonna take some time to get used to. Wow, they bounce back way farther than Nerf darts. Let's try this again. The cat is interested as she sits on my keyboard. Wow, those have a lot of force behind them. And well then, that's the show. Pretty impressive. That would obviously, it's a little down. I guess I wasn't trying to keep them leveled or anything. I was just kind of giving you a general idea. I do apologize for the sloppiness. This is kind of my first video kind of doing this. If you stayed through it, I appreciate it. Thank you very much and have a wonderful day. Okay, so one last thing I kind of saw. I wasn't really paying attention while recording that. This has screws. Some of you might have screamed, it has screws, take it apart. This is actually somewhat important because the far shot blasters that Blaster Labs showed off had pins, and they literally destroyed one trying to take it apart to show us the internals. This has screws. I'm a little hesitant to break this thing before I even get to show it to my roommate. And it's probably going to be really boring watching me unscrew all this. I'll probably skip through it, but I'll record it anyway. Maybe fast forward. Hey, we like that. Let's take it apart. Probably don't have to touch this, but let's see what the plunger tube and everything is like. And if we can mod this to shoot Nerf darts. I'm excited. Just kind of do this. Pull apart the blaster. There's not that many of them. There's a couple here in the handle, which I assume are just for the mechanism. I doubt I have to take those apart to get to where I want it. But let's take a look here. I've done this enough times. You know, I've modded the fuse fire without any guides or anything like that. Managed to make that work, and with me recording this as a backup in case I screw something up, I can always just rewatch the video. So, kind of get this here. These are kind of, some of them are kind of small, a little smaller. Some of them are kind of big. That's interesting. That one's already done. Trying to mentally remember where all these go. 2014. Honestly, I don't think I've seen that on a product yet. That's pretty nifty. So, let's see if we can't kind of butterfly this open. It's not lying, this is a little tricky. Let's pull these out before we lose them. Put these kind of in here, that'd be nice. And, you know, this is science. Oh, there we go. Ooh, can't get it past this. And there's not an easy looking way of detaching that. It's also coming off the track. Ooh, nope, never mind. And I just lost something. Well, that'll be fun to figure out. But here's the internals here. That's one hell of a choke right there on the plunger tube. The plunger tube, in all honesty, isn't that big. But, you know, it gets great performance. Oh, wow. Is there like a clutch there? Oh, okay, there is something there. That stops it. Wow, this gear system is just asking to be broken. Looks like I lost something right there. Well, I'll have to find that, and hopefully I can get this back together, but there you kind of go. That's a cool looking handle. Won't lie, I like it. But there you go. Also get you the internals for the front of the blaster here. All comes apart. And I'm gonna stop my luck right there. Let's not ruin everything. But yeah, that's definitely crazy. So gears, oh my god, oh, there we go. I got it, no worries. Gears probably mean this thing won't take a larger spring without gear replacements. The lucky thing is they look pretty simple to get to. I just knocked that out of place. This is going to be a fun project to try to figure out how to get back together tonight, but hey, there we go. Quick little additum here, or however you pronounce that. There's some kind of air release hole right down here, and that little piece right there kind of pinches in. Sorry, it's kind of hard to do this one-handed. There we go. So when you have a dart loaded in there, it pushes that down and raises that hole up as a kind of safety thing. So, which means it's got a hole right there that isn't well plugged. And on top of that, this seal, there's a bit of a gap there. So something that could be done to squeeze a little more power out of this system is totally worthless. There's no point to it. It's just a safety thing, I'm sure. I don't see a point to it. There's no other mechanism or anything in here that's helping that. This could be removed entirely, and you know, this could be pushed back and conjoined together to give it more solid airflow. In fact, it looks like, yeah, you can just kind of conjoin those together. That way it has a better air seal and gets better performance. Just a thought for those thinking they're going to mod this thing. I need to see